Hello, English learners, and welcome back to Easy English Stories. And today we are traveling back in time to a land of castles, kings, knights, and dragons. This is the story of Sir Quintus, a brave knight who must face his greatest fear to protect his kingdom. It's a classic tale of courage and legend. Let's learn 5 important words for this story before he begins his quest. The first word today that you want to listen for in the story is the word knight. Knight. This is spelt K-N-I-G-H-T with a silent K, a silent K, knight. And a knight is a person of noble birth who is trained to fight in armor, usually from the medieval times. For example, the knight rode in a white horse and carried heavy shield. Our second word today is armor. Armor. And the armor is strong metal clothing worn to protect the body in battle, to protect the body when fighting. Our third word for today's story is the word brave. Brave. And brave is an adjective. It means willing to do something dangerous or difficult without showing fear. For example, it was very brave of the girl to swim into the deep water to save her ball. Our fourth word today is the word victory. Victory. And the word victory means the act of winning a battle, game, or a competition. So, a team might celebrate their victory after winning a match or a game. And our final word for today is the word beast. Beast, like Mr. Beast. And a beast is a large, dangerous, or unusual animal. In this story, the hero had to fight a giant beast. Now let's read today's English story. It is titled Quintus and the Golden Dragon. In the kingdom of Oakhaven, the people were afraid. A giant golden dragon lived in the mountains nearby. Every night, the dragon flew over the farms, breathing fire and scaring the animals. The king called for his best knight, Sir Quintus. Quintus was known all across the land for being the most brave. He didn't have the biggest sword or the fastest horse, but he had a heart full of courage and bravery. He spent the morning polishing his silver armor until it shone like a mirror. I will go to the mountain, Quintus promised the king. I will talk to the beast, or I will fight it to protect our homes. Quintus rode his horse up the rocky path. As he reached the top, the air became hot. Suddenly, the golden dragon stepped out of the cave. It was a massive beast with scales as hard as stone and eyes like burning coals. The dragon opened its mouth to breathe fire, but Quintus raised his shield. Quintus noticed something very strange. The dragon wasn't attacking. It was limping. It wasn't walking correctly. Quintus put down his sword. Wait, he shouted. Being brave didn't always mean fighting. He walked closer and saw a giant piece of metal stuck in the dragon's foot. Quintus used his strength to pull the piece of metal out. The dragon roared, but then it grew quiet. It looked at Quintus with soft eyes. The dragon realized that the knight was not an enemy. It spread its wings and flew high into the sky, leaving the kingdom in peace. Quintus returned to Oakhaven. The people cheered for his victory. He had not killed the dragon, but he had solved the problem with kindness and courage. He remained the king's most trusted knight, and the story of how Quintus helped the beast became a legend. I hope you enjoyed that story. I thought it was a very interesting and exciting one today. Let's see how well you understood it. I'm going to ask 4 questions, 4 comprehension questions, and I want you to pause after each one and try to answer what you think is the correct answer. Okay, question 1. What was Sir Quintus's job in the kingdom? Sir Quintus was a knight. Question 2. What was Sir Quintus wearing to protect his body? Sir Quintus was wearing silver armor or armor. Question 3. Why was the dragon acting like a dangerous beast? The dragon was in pain because he had metal stuck in his foot. Question 4. How did Quintus achieve victory? He achieved victory by helping the dragon instead of fighting with it. Okay, our vocabulary for today, they were great words, especially for fantasy stories. So let's quickly review them. Before we review these words, I want to remind you that if you would like to get a copy of my book, Easy English Stories, which teaches you, it's called Phrasal Verbs Are Easy. It teaches you English phrasal verbs through short stories. You can check this out in the link below in the description. It's the best way to learn phrasal verbs because we learn from context. So you will see these verbs used in stories. They will come to life. So get a copy in the description below. Okay, let's review our vocabulary. The first word is knight. Knight. The knight promised to protect the kingdom. The second word was armor. His armor was very shiny and strong. Our third word was brave. You must be brave to face a dragon. Our fourth word was victory. The town celebrated the victory of peace. And our final word was beast. The dragon was a misunderstood beast. He was only injured. So Quintus showed us that being a hero isn't always about winning a fight. And it isn't always about using violence either. Can you think of a time when you had to be brave or courageous? Was it a physical challenge, or did you have to be brave to help someone else? Let me know in the comments below about that time, and tell me what you thought of today's story. What do you think about Quintus? Thank you for joining Sir Quintus on his legendary quest. This story shows us that sometimes kindness is the strongest weapon that a knight has. Remember to follow or subscribe to Easy English Stories so you don't miss another story and new vocabulary every single week. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.